You didn't suddenly become lazy. You didn't suddenly lose discipline. You're not bad at focusing. But something has changed. You sit down to work, and within minutes, your attention drifts. You open a tab, check your phone, refresh something that doesn't matter. You tell yourself you'll start in 5 minutes, and 5 minutes becomes an hour. Psychology shows this isn't a motivation problem. It's a neurological adaptation. Your brain has adjusted to a new environment. That environment is designed to destroy focus. For most of human history, attention was a survival tool. You focused to hunt, to build, to protect. Attention meant safety. Now attention is currency. Every app, platform, notification, and headline competes for it. Your brain is no longer protecting you from predators. It's filtering thousands of microstimuli per day, and it's overwhelmed. The human brain was not designed for infinite input. Every scroll gives you novelty. Every swipe gives you unpredictability. Every notification gives you anticipation. These are dopamine triggers. And dopamine is not pleasure. It's motivation to seek. The more unpredictable the reward, the stronger the dopamine spike. This is why short-form content is so addictive. It trains your brain to expect constant novelty, fast transitions, quick rewards, instant feedback. Now compare that to deep work. Reading a book, writing an essay, studying a complex idea, there's no immediate spike. No rapid reward, just effort. Your brain, now accustomed to fast dopamine cycles, sees this as low value, not because it is, but because it doesn't stimulate the same chemical intensity. Over time, your baseline shifts. What used to feel engaging now feels slow. What used to require patience now feels unbearable. Your attention span hasn't disappeared, it's been retrained. There's another layer to this. When you constantly switch tasks, your brain never fully resets. This is called attention residue. Every time you shift from one task to another, part of your cognitive load stays behind. So when you return to focus, you're not fully present. You're mentally fragmented. And fragmentation feels like fatigue. This is why even simple tasks feel draining now. Not because they're hard, but because your brain is juggling unfinished mental threads. There's also emotional avoidance involved. Deep focus forces confrontation. When you sit quietly with a task, you also sit with yourself, your doubts, your insecurities. Distraction protects you from discomfort. Scrolling feels easier than confronting complexity. Quick stimulation feels safer than long-term effort. So your brain chooses comfort. Not because you're weak, but because comfort requires less psychological risk. Another factor is constant comparison.
You're exposed daily to other people's success, productivity, and highlights.
Your brain internalizes urgency. You feel behind. Pressure builds. Pressure reduces focus. An anxious mind cannot concentrate deeply. It scans for threats, even if the threat is imagined. Your nervous system interprets overload as danger, and when the nervous system is activated, sustained attention becomes nearly impossible. Then comes the cycle. You try to focus. You fail. You feel guilty. Guilt creates stress. Stress reduces focus. You escape again. This loop reinforces itself. Eventually, you start believing the problem is you. But the real issue is overstimulation. Your brain is not broken. It's saturated. The solution isn't more discipline. It's reducing input. Focus returns when stimulation decreases, when silence increases, when boredom is allowed. Boredom is not the enemy of productivity. It's the gateway to it. When your brain is no longer flooded with novelty, it begins seeking depth again. But that transition feels uncomfortable because your dopamine system has been operating at high intensity. Lower stimulation feels like withdrawal, restlessness, impatience, urges to check something. That's not weakness. That's recalibration. The brain needs time to reset its reward baseline. This is why short detox attempts fail. People remove stimulation for a day, feel uncomfortable, and assume something is wrong. Nothing is wrong. Your brain is adjusting. Focus is not built by forcing concentration. It's built by protecting attention, limiting context switching, creating friction around distraction, reducing notifications, single tasking. Deep work feels hard at first because it contrasts sharply with modern rhythm. but the mind adapts just like it adapted to distraction. Another overlooked reason focus disappears is lack of meaning. Attention follows value. If the task doesn't feel aligned with your deeper goals, your brain resists investing energy. It subconsciously asks, why does this matter? When there's no clear answer, distraction becomes appealing. Clarity strengthens focus. Confusion weakens it. And finally, sleep. Modern schedules and blue light exposure reduce sleep quality. Sleep restores cognitive control. Without it, impulse control drops. You don't lack willpower, you lack restoration. Focus isn't a personality trait, it's a trained capacity. Like any capacity, it can be rebuilt. But not through intensity, through reduction. Reduce noise, reduce switching, reduce stimulation. Let your brain remember what depth feels like, because it still can. The ability to focus didn't disappear, it's buried under overload, and overload can be removed. When input slows down, clarity returns. When clarity returns, focus follows.